So I managed to be able to go to this year's E3, and of course at the event, there was a game that was shown off during Microsoft's conference called Jump Force that I'm definitely looking forward to. And after getting some hands-on time with it, I have to say, I like what I saw. For those of you who've been living under a rock, Jump Force is practically the game that celebrates Japan's 50th anniversary of their popular manga collection called Jump. Much like how 5 years ago we had J-Star's Victory Versus, which was the 45th anniversary game for Jump. But the real question is, what separates Jump Force from J-Star's Victory Versus, or even J-Star's Victory Versus Plus? Honestly, I think this squad said it the best because we all collectively agreed that J-Stars is Tenkaichi 1 in a sense, and Jump Force is Tenkaichi 2. Meaning that J-Stars could be, I guess, a skeleton of sorts for what this game is becoming. Now, that's not to say that the game is going to play exactly like J-Stars, because it doesn't. It is an arena brawler just like J-Stars. However, there is no 2v2 element in the game. It's strictly 1v1 with support characters, and it seems to flow a lot better than how J-Stars did. The developer of the game is none other than Spike Chunsoft, and if you guys don't know who they are the developers who made the entire Tenkaichi series, as well as the Raging Blast series, and of course J-Star's Victory Versus and Victory Versus Plus. So we can see some assets taken from J-Star's Victory Versus put into this game. Prime example being Goku's character model, which is taken directly from that game. However, since the game is running on Unreal Engine 4, it looks so much better than what J-Star's Victory Versus could ever do. But enough about the developers, enough about how the game looks. How does the game play? Now, remember that this game is in extremely early development. I'm pretty much going to say borderline alpha status. But for an alpha build of a game, the presentation and combat style was actually executed really well. I should also note that the gameplay that you guys are going to see is me learning how to play. So don't expect anything too flashy or too over the top or even high level, if you will. It's just me learning the controls of the game. The characters move well, the combat was snappy and responsive. It was an extremely good experience for what we were able to test out. Granted, again, remember guys that this game is still in early development, so within the gameplay you can see some stiff animations here and there, like if you were to knock the opponent away and then smack them back onto the ground, you can sometimes see that the animation is a bit stiff, but again, it's to be expected. It's still early in development. One thing that I really liked that they did was that they actually took something from the Xenoverse series and brought it into this game. Now, if you hold R2 or RT, depending on if you're playing on Xbox or PlayStation, there will actually be a menu pop up with 4 moves, and 3 of those moves are your super attacks, and the move on the very bottom is your ultimate attack. If you have enough energy, you can instantly throw out any super attack that you want, but to use your ultimate attack, there's actually a catch. In battle, you will see your character portrait with your health, your energy, etc., etc. But there's actually a gauge on the character portrait which will fill up as you take damage. And if you can get that gauge at the very least halfway full and you have 5 energy, then you are finally able to use your ultimate attack. And it's definitely worth it. Trust me, it is definitely worth it. I really like how the support system works in this game because it functions exactly like how it does in fighters. Because if you were to just tap the support button, then a support character will come out and do an attack and then go away. But if you're to hold the button, then even in mid-combo, your support character will dash in and start attacking the opponent, letting you follow up with that character as your new lead, which is something I really enjoy. It can definitely mix things up in battle and potentially save you if you have, I guess, the wrong matchup with a particular character. One major thing that I like in this game so far as compared to J-Star's Victory Versus or Victory Versus Plus is that none of the characters seem broken. Now remember that in J-Star's Victory Versus, there were a ton of characters that were heavily imbalanced. But in this case, that does not seem to be the case. And usually, like, it would lean towards like some of the Dragon Ball characters. But I honestly felt good like beating down Frieza with Zoro, knowing that I actually had a fighting chance, because I did. Like, I wasn't overwhelmed on the fact that, oh, I can get like spammed with like Death Beam or Death Saucer or even Death Ball and like not be able to stand a chance against Frieza using somebody who's not from the Dragon Ball universe, because I used Sasuke and Zoro and they all had a solid chance against Frieza, unlike in J-Star's Victory Versus, where if you use like Vegeta or any other character that had just like an OP move, you couldn't do anything. This game doesn't have that. So I'm so happy that they managed to balance out, I guess, a Jump anniversary game. My final thoughts are that this game is going to be an extremely fun game. Like, I love what they've done with the Jump series, and that they're making it into, I guess, a better culmination of all of these characters in one world. It played well, it ran well, there was no frame rate drops, and understanding what type of build that the game was, it's safe to say that it's going to be a very, very good game as the development cycle progresses. But those were my own hands-on impressions of Jump Force. But what did you guys think? I know that there's plenty of gameplay up on the internet. I want to know you guys' initial reactions of Jump Force. Let me know in the comment section below. With that being said, I'm Ndukauba. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.